Hey there, friends and viewers. This is Hengest. I'm with TGN. Welcome back to another spectator match with friends and viewers here today. I'm joined by the real Cromar. Say what's up.
What's up, Hengist?
Not a whole lot. Actually, there's a lot going on because we have yet another innovative team comp coming from Red Team. In our last match, we saw a very successful Jungle Ziggs coming from Boobies, team captain of High Rising. And today he's going to be doing some Jungle Taurik action. No doubt he'll be going AD. Starting with his shield, this could be very, very interesting. Both Cromar and I feel that his ganks will be very, very strong, as well as his sustain, but his clear probably going to be a little slow. Maybe he'll be susceptible to some Pureshield CJs on J4 there. But overall, team comp's very interesting. Who do you got to give your favor to on this one?
Well, I think the team comp for Red is really dominant right now because we have Natty Brobro on his Kog'Maw, which is his strongest or second strongest champion. You know, I don't know if it's better than Graves, but it's pretty damn close. We've seen some pretty insane things out of his Kog'Maw. Yeah. Meanwhile, on the blue team, Armakin is outstanding on Vayne, but Vayne and Kayle, is Kayle a decent support? I know that they've buffed her heal recently, but I personally have not seen an effective Kayle support. Wow. But Keisha is a strong support player, so I'm thinking that she's going to show us something there, the same way that Boobies is showing us how to jungle with the alternate champions.
Yeah, I mean, having that ulti from Kayle could really work in the favor of Vayne for tower dives, just with the tumble and everything and the condemn. But I don't know, this is such a strong lane they're going up against there. An aggressive support Nunu with that Kog'Maw range. It's going to be real tough. But hopefully Pureshield will be able to even odds there. But let's not speak too soon. We have been disproven as of late with Jungle Ziggs going around and such. But we also have mid lane Lux, definitely underplayed champion, one of my favorites to watch, versus a Cassiopeia. So I have to give the advantage to Cassio just because she's more of a generic straight AP player. But Miss Random, I mean, this is not the first time I've seen her play mid lane Lux, so hopefully she can pull a few tricks out of her hat. And we also have Nidalee versus Swain up top. That's going to be a bit of a nail biter. It looks like Pureshield's going to go for a very fast level 2 gank on Swain right now. And looks like Elfilicious is trying to do a little bit of baiting here, maybe, perhaps. Missing with a couple javelins.
Definitely going to catch him unaware.
We are not going to see a kill probably. Well, actually, if we can see one javelin, come on. Wow. Oh, he doesn't throw the...
So close.
Yeah.
Oh, near miss. That was a pretty close scoop shot almost.
Yeah.
So that was a very close near miss. It was a nice initiate, too, from Pureshield. Jarvan, by the way, is Pureshield's his self-professed top character, although I still say his Nasus is stronger. He just won't listen to me.
Yeah.
But we also know, you were mentioning earlier about how Miss Random plays AP mid Lux before. In a previous game, we just saw her play Annie. She's actually really dominant as an AP mid from what we've seen.
Yeah.
So
her positioning was top-notch in last game.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And awareness and ganking with the jungler. As a matter of fact, the first blood happened specifically because Miss Random came from the lane to stop Pureshield CJ. So I'm really looking forward to see what she can do with Lux, who, like you said, is a very exciting champion because of the lasers. So I think we agree there. The thing that really gets me going, though, is thinking about Taric.
Yeah, let's see this Taric top lane gank right now. He does have his stun up right now. He actually clears much faster than I anticipated. Let's see how he can do it in ganks. There's the stun. We're going to see Swain closing in for a double stun. Oh, but she flashes out. Very well-timed flash there from Elfilicious. He's going to be able to handily evade that gank, but already we can see the Boobies knows what he's doing on this build and probably going to see some extremely strong ganks coming from Taurik in this match. I'm very interested to see what he builds, but so far it looks like it's working out very much in his favor. He's even tossing Swain heals. This is like jungle support, man. He's going in and out of lanes healing people. This is amazing.
This having double heal on their team would be pretty amazing, but instead they decided to go Nunu bot instead of double heal. Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. But I'm not sure about Nunu Kog'Maw, especially if Keisha's Kayle can really impress us as we kind of hope it will. But with Kog'Maw being Nandy's one of his best characters and outranging Vayne so much, so you see there's elements to both.
Nidalee go down here to ignite. There's the first blood top lane. That's not good, especially given that Count Cthulhu is pretty much dominating that lane up top. He is at pretty much full HP. Pureshield needs to do something about this, but it looks like he's going to try to gank Miss Random instead, which is a very strong choice. But look at that flash timing, completely evading the banner. And actually, Boobies is in a position to turn this around. There's the flash stun on top of Cassio with a light binding. But she also so much flashing going on here.
Everyone has to flash escape in this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuns going on here. Pureshield's going to go in for round 2 from the looks of things. Can't say I agree with that. He does need to get back on his route. Yeah, he's going to pick up some rays right now. Down bot, we see very aggressive play from both teams, actually. Nunu's taking a lot of damage. And also, Keisha, playing that support Kale, can actually deal a lot of damage just with their auto attacks. It's something a lot of people underestimate. I think, oh, Kale's a melee champion. Not at all, man. This champion can deal a lot of damage from a distance.
Absolutely. It could be a pretty strong kill lane, actually, even though Kale's not big on CC. It could be a pretty strong kill lane just because of the sheer burst, especially if Nunu overextends a little bit, being a melee champion. And Nunu's going to be expected to be running up and consuming, and when that happens, it's good time for burst. But anyway, we have Jarvan coming in for the gank. It's a miss, though.
Yeah, he is going to be able to take down Nunu here, though. Very strong play from Pureshield. Although he did miss the knock-up on Natty Bro, his positioning was right on and able to land that kill down for bot. He does need the even odds up top, but it does look like the bottom lane is in favor of blue team going into this match right now, which is something we did not expect.
It's a big spear on Swain up here on Count Cthulhu from Elfilicious's Nidalee. So, there's another one. Wow, look at the health.
Swain's got to be real careful you don't get light binding in that tower range. Look at the amount of damage from that. Just the passive, and now she's going to go down. What a strong play from Miss Random right there.
Ouch.
A perfect light binding, rooting both players in range of that tower with no minions in sight. Wow, that was a really strong play. My hat's off to her. Mid lane Lux, that's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen.
That was very nice. There's also a very nice last-second auto attack kill as she fled the battle. Those are always really exciting too. It's kind of like that walking away from an explosion thing in the movies, It's like, yeah, I got you. I'm out of here,
Yeah, we might see a bit of a tangle here in the blue team's jungle between Pureshield and Boobies. Who's going to win this duel, Cromar?
Pureshield is completely out of mana. He has to retreat.
Yeah,
there's just no way he can survive against the auto attacks from Tarek, which is really sad to say, but that's just how it is. Jarvan very powerful, but not without mana. As Pureshield will tell us all the time.
Tarek's so slow. Still does not have his boots, but look, man, he took cloth 5. He hasn't even had to drink those potions because of his heal. But I don't think he's going to have the damage to take this blue before getting cut off by Nidalee. Boobies is in a very dangerous position. Lux is going to have to save him right now, as Jarvan is closing in from behind. Cassiopeia might actually cut her off, though. Oh, boy, yeah. Yes, we are going to...
still no mana. He drops a banner, but doesn't have enough mana for knock-up. That sucks. That kind of sucks, and Lux is chased off. Yeah,
really bad ignite there from Cassiopeia, I have to say. Oh, wow, an even exchange. Pureshield and Boobies going down at the same exact time. There's Swain able to push this Nidalee away. And there's the Lux laser. Going to land a kill on top of Cassiopeia. What a monster kill from Lux. Wow, she's just dominating right now. We are going to see Nidalee go down as well. Red team just eons ahead in this match so far. Actually, only about a little over 1,000 gold. But as far as just overall coordination and killing here, definitely got to give it to Red team.
It's actually about 400 gold now. They just closed the gap, which I'm really surprised considering they're up 2 kills. Those kills must not be worth much compared to the farm. The farm differential is pretty huge.
That is true. Domebot, we take a look. Natty Bro using his W for that max range, harassing these players in perfect range of tower. You can see how he just dances in and out of range of that tower between its hits, and is just able to harass those players. Kog'Maw's range, man, I don't know. He's just so hard to contend with.
Check out the chase up top.
Yeah, it does look like Nidalee is probably going to be able to chase. Does she have summoners up? There's the flash, pounce, takedown combo. Very strong play. We did see Tarek hand off blue to Miss Random, and that's something you don't want to mess with, especially after level 6, man. CDR on Lux is so strong. I thought that Cassio was going to take this lane, but man, Miss Random is just playing so well in this match. Up top, we do see Nidalee throwing down a ward there. Actually, what is she building?
Nidalee is building. That's a good question. We can't really tell yet. She's probably got a lot of gold saved up because she basically bought nothing, and her farm is okay. It could be worse, but at 10 minutes, I'd expect a little bit more out of solo top. Certainly, if a certain Hengest were playing, he'd have a lot more at this point.
There's a
big ult from Nunu,
and also getting interrupted there. We are going to see Kale go down to Tarek, as well as Armakin getting drilled by Nunu's snowball there with an ignite.
Ouch!
Oh my gosh,
that has to hurt your pride.
Yeah. Red team actually, his team comp looks to be far superior at this point. We're going to see a duel between the two junglers right now. I gotta say, man, Tarek is a damn strong duelist with an AD build like this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta say he's probably going to take. Oh, there's the laser flashing out of range. Cassiopeia dodging it.
Very close.
Would have killed her actually, and Yeah, Lux needs to be really careful.
Wow. Kog'Maw with a perfect ult. Catch poor Cass as he retreated. And that's going to force Pureshield back in the tower as well. Yeah, I'm with you on the comp. Having Lux mid is pretty huge, even though obviously Cassiopeia is one of the strongest in the game.
Yeah.
But when you go back down bottom, we were talking before about how Kog'Maw is one of Natty's best characters. And he's such a strong AD that I think that alone is what gives him the advantage. Although I was really hoping to see some Kayle Vayne domination, just for the sake of novelty. Like we're getting out of Tarek. The poor Pureshield, God, he must feel terrible.
Yeah. This is the second game in a row he's been losing his jungle to completely unorthodox builds.
Yeah.
I gotta say, he'd probably lose in a duel against this Tarek, which is hard to believe, given that he's jungle Tarek, man. He's just freaking Power Ranger jumping in and out of trees. We are going to see some action down bot. Looks like Kog'Maw's getting focused hard here. There's the Lux laser. Oh, did he get a double hit on that? Keisha goes down to an ignite, and Kog'Maw is going to go down to a flash. Look at this passive going to do. Crazy amount of damage to Armican right there.
Yep.
And Lux probably going to
Lux isn't giving up. Ooh, runs into Cass. That's not good.
Yeah, that's a really nice flashlight binding, and able to survive given the heal from Boobies. Massive
save from the combination of Tarek heal and Lux shield. That was impressive. But Tarek's going to be caught in a bad position as well due to running into poor Cassiopeia during the escape. Doesn't matter, though. He's too tanky, and Cass just basically knows that there's no sense in over-pursuing that one.
Absolutely.
But look at Vayne farming with no health. It's going to work out for her since nobody's going for a gank, but that's still kind of daring. But that's Armican for you. He's got some big ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a very aggressive player. Let's take a look at Tarek's build here. We just see him pick up the Wriggles Lantern, and it looks like he's going to be transitioning from that to Merc Treads. So definitely a tanky build, and I wouldn't have gone any other way, to be honest. Maybe a Ninja Tabby. I don't know. It depends on the team. But absolutely, man, this build looks to be damn strong. His farm probably very difficult to, at late game and everything, but overall, look at his clear, man. Look at this. He's just dealing so much damage. You see how fast he killed that red.
Yeah.
Yeah, jungle Tarek.
He's got his wriggles there, so there you go. I thought him also helps him with his tankiness a little bit, as if he needed more help with it. But that's just how it goes. So Jarvan and Cass are going to attempt to catch Lux out of position. Lux shield helps. There's the Cataclysm.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see what happens.
Lux completely out of cooldowns on that one. The only thing she could do is laser down. And, yeah, Booby's trying to grab the kill on Jarvan, but, yeah, way too much damage from Cassio right there. And is he going to go down? Oh, barely survives with a heal right there. Yeah,
that was close. I really thought Tarek was done for, but yeah, he manages to heal just barely at the nick of time. Heal through the poison from Cass. That was impressive. Yeah, Tarek was a little late to the game there. I think that if Lux hadn't get caught by the Jarvan ult, which I love to make fun of all the time, but in reality, it's actually pretty useful. She got caught by the Jarvan ult, and in that position, like you said, totally out of cooldowns. There is just no way, and Tarek wasn't able to get there in time. What can Lux do to defend against Jarvan? What do you think as a Lux player?
The only thing she can really do is a binding, but he can still pull and Cataclysm out of it. Jarvan is more of a natural counter to Lux. She can straight up burst him down if she's fed enough, but for the most part, you don't want to be tangoing with a Jarvan like that. She didn't really have much of a choice, as he was prime spot for a gank. We might see Keisha get dove right here from
not good.
Are we going to see an ultimate? There we go. Keeping her alive, but there's a perfect position with that Nunu ult. Oh my gosh, but Natty Bro goes down regardless. And yeah, Vayne looks like she's... I would have just... is he going to get away here?
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to sacrifice and give up 4 assists in addition to his death. But Lux might come up with some...
look at that!
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Armican. I feel bad for Armican there. He just got luxed.
Yeah, she did not need to laser there, but that was an amazing binding regardless. She just didn't want to have to move in for that kill and get a little bit out of position. Very strong play from Miss Random. And maybe we'll see Boobies go and dive this Cassiopeia right now. I would love to see that happen.
Yeah, that would be definitely in their favor. Lux's ult still has a few seconds on it, so it's not going to be ready in time. But there could land a binding. No, Cass sees what's going on and then immediately retreats. That's pretty smart, and puts a cautionary poison in the brush there. Did you just see that Tarek smite on Big Wraith? That was pretty slick. He just smited it, killed it in one shot, and then walked out.
Just a Wriggles proc. Yeah. So far at this point in the match, we do see that red team is pretty far ahead. I didn't see. Looks like a dragon went down. I didn't catch it.
Yeah, I think we missed the dragon while we were following the chase that happened earlier.
Okay.
I think that's about when it happened. Yeah, so it looks like Jarvan just gave blue away to Cass, which is very, very strong on Cass. Cass, the way Cass's spells work, her cooldowns are so short. I mean, with blue, even without blue, she can practically spam. I mean, it's not like Lux where there's some cooldowns on her CC. Cass is just a spamaholic. So that blue is so powerful on her. It's not, almost as powerful as on Swain. And that's definitely something you don't want to give to Swain.
Yeah.
But yeah, very, very powerful on her. So Cass is actually very formidable, but she's up against a very powerful opponent in a form of Miss Random's Lux. But Cass is actually one of the higher bans lately. She was forced to flash out as soon as she saw Tarek. I would too. Not a criticism there.
Pureshield grabbing that dragon time. Looks like he's in position to kind of CJ Tarek a little bit here. I don't know what's going on. He's probably wants to run away from this. Be very smart.
That would be smart.
He's about to get wobbled. What just happened to his HP?
The damage from Lux.
That was combined with, it had to be some kind of a Tarek burst. I didn't see what happened there, but his HP just got completely evaporated. And Miss Ram's going to have to pull back here. She's very low on mana, and she also doesn't want to trade with Cassio right there.
No, definitely not. Even with both of them having blue, I think that would give it to Cass on a trade. If Lux's ult was up, maybe binding ult combo would vaporize just like what happened to poor Pureshield a moment ago.
Yeah, that was a crazy amount of damage. A little bit earlier, we did see a ton of pings going down from red team, no doubt calling for some wards along the river there, as they have been slacking a little bit on their river. Perhaps Nunu's been in lane too much. He's just having too much fun running around with those ultis. Are we going to see Natty Bro score a kill here? But no, the tables have turned. The Kale ultimate on top of Armakin, and yeah, Natty Bro is going to go down here to Nidalee Swipe. And Dope Magic probably going to get away here. And maybe we'll see Miss Random try to intercept. That would be very risky on her part, though. Yeah,
she missed the binding. Yeah, that's
just
not
pissed her
happen.
binding, and now she's gonna have a tough time running away from Jarvan. But he did waste his pull right there, and Javelin right on top.
Oh, look at that! Oh, wow, that cast poison almost got her, but she managed to shield out of the way. Oh, wow,
what a strong
nice
play.
Binding.
Yeah, binding combined with a flash to evade that Jarvan pull, and yeah, she really had no choice there.
There it is, the Cataclysm. Very nice. Oh, wow, that was something else. Yeah, so Cass barely evaded the Lux laser, and just the time it took Lux to start the cast was enough for Pureshield to come with the Cataclysm and just barely escape with no health. Although I think if he had just died on their tower, it probably would have been an execute because... Oh, no, actually, she landed that binding earlier, so that probably would have made it a kill. But, yeah, it was almost a trade. I think that was pretty ballsy by Pureshield. I think he's ready to make big plays to make up for his game so far because he needs more big plays like that.
Yeah,
after a couple of embarrassing deaths, in particular that laser against Lux, which was just excessive.
Yeah, it was so much damage. We're going to see Tarek open quick on Dragon here, waiting for his team to get in position. Blue is closing in fast. They need to nuke this down. Where is Kog'Maw's damage? He's way out of position right now. We are going to see Pureshield pull down there and probably try to snipe right now. And now would be the time, man. You got to go.
Doing?
Way too late.
He went way too late. Way too late.
Yeah.
They're going to burst down Swain without much issue. I mean, even his lifesteal can't survive that. Well, maybe it's too soon. Look at him escape with no health.
Yikes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and the Kog'Maw snipe on top of Kale. Red team is just poking left and right. Look at this damage output.
No
That was such an amazing Lux play. Swain survived. Tarek survived. What a nail biter on that play, guys.
The easy gimme kill doesn't, because of Swain's lifesteal, manages to make it through there. I would not have called that in a million years. I cannot believe he survived that. And then Lux comes in with the I don't know, the insult to injury or the injury to insult. I don't know which came first, but picking off Cass with that huge burst. Lux does not have a death cap yet, but she's working on it. She's already got her unusually large rod, so it's not very long at all before she picked that up. But they're not going to be able to catch Nidalee, I don't think. We'll leave it to Lux, though, to do a play like that. But no, they're not going to get it. So
yeah, Lux actually, she does have the gold for a death cap right now, so she's just waiting to go back.
Yeah.
But overall, I got to say, I mean, red team is about 5,000 global gold ahead right now. Team comp's superior. They just jacked red, gave it to Kog'Maw.
Yeah.
Their AD is crazy. Their AP is even more notable. It's going to take a lot for the blue team to come out of this right now. And we've just seen them get shut down from the very first moments. So what's it going to take, Cromar? I mean, we're going to have to see them probably maybe counterattack on a Baron or just get lucky with a team fight.
The first thing Blue has to do is get caught up on farm, and I don't know how they're going to do that, but they have to do that. Because if you look at the farm deficit, they're only down 4 kills, but they're down 5k gold. I mean, you don't get a 1.2k gold for each kill, so it's all farm. The deficit's all farm, and this little kill here on Kog'Maw is going to help. But yeah, he was pretty defenseless there. There wasn't much to say, but that kill is going to help a little bit, but still 15 to 12, and they're still down 4.6k. So if you look at the farm is just really dominant in favor of blue team, or excuse me, red team right now. They have 3 people in 3 digits compared to 2 people in 2 digits. Jarvan's kind of underfed a little bit. I don't know if you agree with me there. I really feel like he is underfed. Tarek's also underfed, but Tarek is not expected to get super fed because his clear time kind of, isn't that great. Tarek is mostly working off assists, I think. He's playing a support jungler, like you said in the beginning of the match. So I think that the farm is not the key for him, but the farm is absolutely key for Jarvan. Jarvan cannot survive without farm. He needs to get his Triforce. He needs to get all that stuff together. And if you look at Jarvan's items, I mean, they're really not good.
We are going to see a little bit of a team fight going on here. Lux is actually way out of position, just trying to get some pokes in. But the team is collapsing at the mid lane right now. There's pings from blue team going off. Looks like they want to jack blue, something of the sorts, but that's not going to happen given that red team is organized 5-man push mid lane right now. Nidalee needs to get into gear. We are going to see a team fight, possibly a tower dive right now. Red team is going to be able to push this tower down very, very quickly.
Looks like the ultimate. Oh, wow, that was fast, yeah.
I would like to see Nunu initiate, to be honest, as well as Taric.
Yeah, Nunu would make a great initiator, just flash in and ult. I would just want to see, I mean, ultimately, I think the big initiator is usually going to come from Lux. Armakin gets caught out of position by Swain, and that's just going to be the end of Armakin.
No.
Oh,
the
wow.
Kayle ulti saves his life. Red team does not want to engage right now because Lux is completely out of mana, and Swain way too low on HP.
Good.
Natty Bro is going to get picked off again by Jarvan. Wow, he's just given up some kills right now. And wow, look at this new
Pureshield only screws up his Cataclysm to troll me in the games that I'm playing. I think that's the only reason he does it.
Yeah, we don't see a lot of damage coming from red team right now. Oh no, the scoop shot on top of Nunu combined with the dot from Cassiopeia. Red team has to lick their wounds, but look at that laser damage.
Oh, that was nasty.
MR, and he has Merc Treads. Yeah, he's so malnourished right now. But yeah, Miss Random needs to get her mana back up. That's pretty much the reason that they weren't able to deal a whole lot of damage in that last team fight. Swain looks like he's going to go down to a takedown.
Close.
Yeah. Overall, though, that actually brought blue team quite a bit. It caught them up a little bit. They're still reasonably far behind on gold, but only 2 kills between the 2 teams. And actually, if red team keeps screwing up like that with poor team fighting, the tables are gonna turn pretty quickly.
I agree with you to an extent. I just think that the farm differential is so big right now. I think the farm is going to trump the kills. I think even though they get caught up on kills, it's not going to do them that much good. I mean, it'll keep their levels up, which is obviously really important. But the farm is just so huge. I mean, look at Swain's farm right now. I mean, we're not pro-level players. None of the people in this game are pro-level players, but 146 farm at 23 minutes is pretty good. I mean, I'll take that any day. And Swain, as we've already seen, is an absolute nightmare when he's fed. I mean, that kill earlier where I was certain he was going to die, it was like 4-on-1, and he just would not die, narrowly escaped with no health. I mean, you get him more and more fed, he's just going to do that every single time. And he's already got his death cap. I mean, look at that. We have 2 death caps already on red team. How many death caps do we have on blue team, Hengest? 0? I don't see any. Oh, we have 1 on Nidalee. So, yeah, Nidalee kind of carrying the team there with the death cap.
Cassie's almost done with hers.
Cassie almost has hers, but she's still behind. She's behind Lux. She's behind Swain. That's not good. And that's really going to make a big difference in the farm.
Oh, wow. Taric getting completely obliterated right there. So much damage. This Nidalee is actually in a position of power, dealing a lot of damage. 5, 3, and 4, but way behind on CS. I do want to point out, though, that blue team is behind on Global Gold, sure, but they just took down their first tower. So it's rather easy to make up with that once you start catching up on towers.
That's an excellent point.
Nidalee is actually in a position to get out of control. If she keeps landing these kills, there's another one for her almost. Cassio grabs that one, but an assist for all 3 players, no less. Blue team is turning this around very quickly. If they can down this tower, they're going to pretty much close the gap right now, which is not something I expected at all.
Well, they might. They should. They certainly could. The comp does favor red team, though. I mean, we're looking at Kog'Maw versus Vayne here, and Kog'Maw, I think, is going to be a stronger carry. I don't want to diss Armakin, obviously, because he's an excellent player, but Natty, as we've seen on an AD, is just really dominant. He's up a little bit on farm, Where's he at on kills? Actually, Vayne's got slight advantage on kills, so that's something for Vayne. But I still think that Kog'Maw's got an advantage as the carry compared to Vayne.
Yeah, but he has been giving up a lot of unnecessary kills, at least 2 or 3 in this match, and they are actually losing their bottom lane right now. He's really careful he doesn't get picked up by a tumble flash right now. And
Oh,
yeah,
it was close. It was close. Nunu's ult's just going to force them to back off, but they have Nidalee coming up from the top. Oh, no. Goodbye, Nunu.
Yeah.
Nidalee just jumping out of the brush as a, just like a lion jumping out of the brush on its prey. I mean, that's pretty much what it was. That was a wounded gazelle getting too close to the wrong set of tall grass. Because, Nidalee is definitely, if they come back, it's going to be a Nidalee carry. It's going to be Elfilicious on Nidalee that's going to carry
He's so
them.
far behind on farm. I mean, he lost his lane to Swain for the most part.
That's true.
But he is very ahead on kills. He's got 735 right now. I'm interested to see what he buys next. And he actually just picked up wards. He's got like, how much gold does he have in the bank? I can't even tell. But yeah, his build probably going to transition into more of a, well, he's got a Philo stone. I don't know what he's building, man. But he's landing kills. That's all that really counts. Nidalee, very strong team fighter at this stage in the game.
Yeah, for sure. You would know better than most people, I think.
Yeah, and as you can see, blue team is now caught up at global gold. So
that was what a turnaround.
It comes down to team comp right now, which I have to say red team is in favor of, but they have been team fighting very sloppy as of late.
They sure have. They've got caught out of position so many times, like you said about Kog'Maw, and also just when we saw at mid, where 2 or 3 people in a row got caught in 3v1s against Jarvan, Nidalee, and Cassiopeia, and they were able to burst them down without any chance of escape. So I agree, but Red needs to get their act together in terms of team fighting before they let their lead slip away from them.
Yeah.
If it's not too late already.
Nunu's in a lot of trouble here. We see a heal from Taric, and Kog'Maw's closing in from behind. But red team yet again. Are we going to see a laser? This would be perfect opportunity to cleave 3 players, but no, she's going to save it from probably under this tower up here. They do really need to play defensive right now. Kog'Maw needs to make sure he doesn't get picked off. And we've just seen red team get dominated in these team fights for the past 5 minutes. This is not acceptable. Blue team is in a really strong position to grab Baron right now. Are they aware of this?
We're turning around in their favor, that's for sure.
Let's see. Red team does not have sight of this, so we might have to rely on gamer instincts here. It does look like it is going to be spotted by Count Cthulhu there, but certainly not enough damage coming from blue team just yet. Now Vayne is in the action. Nidalee's about to jump in. We're going to need to see a snipe there.
Yeah, Dragon's falling a little too slow right now for blue team. It's not that they can't get it, it's just that they're kind of open to being sniped, so they're going to retreat, which is probably the wise thing to do. I would expect blue team to be a little higher damage at this point, given that they got their farm caught up, but I'm not sure if it's just that Vayne is not fed enough or Jarvan's not fed enough, one of the two.
Diving for that kill. That was not a fair trade right there. Especially you don't want to give that to Lux. I did want to point out that blue team made the wise choice of retreating that fight because Lux was just waiting there for that laser. I mean, when you clump up at Baron, strongest ability, one of the strongest in the game. Save maybe Ezreal's for counterattacking like that. Red team is on the offensive right now. Going to be able to chase down each player. Where's the ultimate from Kale? Not using it there probably would have been a waste regardless. And
it would have been a total waste.
Nidalee's going to escape.
No, Nidalee's too good at escaping. There's a possibility for Nidalee to steal this Baron, but I think they basically gave it to Red. It comes down to Red finally doing a proper team fight. Once they did a proper team fight, after doing the 1-for-1 trade, they caught Jarvan, the initiator, and just basically instantly killed it. And they look at their damage. Look at the damage on Baron. Clearly, red team has the advantage on damage, and I think that's going to do it. I mean, we talked about their comp being better. Oh, is this steal for Nidalee? Oh, so close.
Just a few milliseconds off on that snipe.
We would have both pissed our pants right there if they had actually got that steal. That was a nice try from Elfie. Win or lose, I think Elfie might be the MVP here for blue. I don't know about you.
So
that was pretty nice.
His movement and his killing has been top notch. He's been landing really good AP javelins right now, but yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say because this jungle Taric, I mean, it's the first time I've seen it. He kind of fell off mid-game a little bit. There's the laser from Miss Random.
Oh, wow. Nidalee got caught. How often does that happen? It was just too many people. That slow from the snowball and Taric stunned. Couldn't evade that. But it looks like they're actually going to be able to catch blue team by themselves. It kind of underpowered here, 5-on-4. But it's under the tower, so I guess they're going to retreat. I think they could dive that. I think they could happily dive that, but they don't want to just throw away their purple. You know what I mean?
They want Swain in that team fight. A little bit of a split push going on there. And they're also perhaps debating amongst themselves who's supposed to initiate here. I mean, we have Nunu support, and we also have Taric. Both act as initiators. It really just comes down to positioning. But I don't know. If they engage in unison, probably the ideal situation. But yeah, none of them neither of them taking up that role of playing the primary initiator, as we haven't really seen strong initiations from Red all game. Mostly just Lux lasers and such.
Couple Lux initiations. Yeah, I think Lux is an excellent initiator because of the range on the binding. And, you know, it's kind of like Morgana's binding. You land the binding and then everybody just pounces on the poor hapless victim. I mean, it's just really, really effective as an initiation. So I would say Lux is their best. But then you've got Swain, too. I mean, we saw Swain initiate a team fight earlier on Vayne when Vayne just got a little too close to the wrong brush. And it's basically an instant kill. So I think that if Swain can come in at the right angle, he's also a great initiator. We also see his tanking potential. So that's really important for initiator, but they have so many options. They can initiate anyone they want. Anyone except Kog'Maw.
Looks like we're going to see a bit of a team fight here. If I were blue team, I would be crapping my pants. I don't want to fight in the jungle, not with this Kog'Maw Lux combo. You do not want to stack up and get caught in any kind of a bottleneck. So they're doing the smart thing. They're staying in their mid lane and waiting for the red team to make a move. They want the assistance of their tower right now. And again, this comes down to the initiation of the red team. Who's gonna grow some balls and make this happen right now?
And who's gonna make the mistake first? That's another big one. Who's gonna make the mistake?
Yeah. It does look like red team wants to clear the jungle a little bit, or maybe just scare them out. Maybe they're trying to force them into a fight in the jungle because they know they have the superiority in this sort of a bottleneck. But it's not happening. There we go. Jarvan with the initiate. That whole Cataclysm flash. Look at him flying across the map.
Flash out of his own Cataclysm and then leaves it there. That was pure shield right there. 110% pure shield.
Wow, we just saw 1v1 between Vayne and Kog'Maw.
Scoop shot. Wow.
Yeah. Nunu finally growing some balls. There we go with the initiation, but the Cassio ultimate just devastates the entire red team. Ultimate on top of Cassio negates the laser. What a strong play from blue team right there.
Incredible
this could go either way.
There.
Yeah, wow, that was a big time nail biter. Oh my god, Lux is probably going to land a double here. Come on, let's see some bindings. There we go. Nidalee getting shut down, or actually Nidalee shutting down, what's his face? Swain right there. Yeah. Excuse me, I'm just all over the place. That was a really exciting team fight, man.
That was a hell of a team fight. I don't know if you noticed that, but Swain, I mean, obviously he got the double kill. You saw that, but the Swain basically turned that fight around. If it wasn't for the ults, the dual ult action from Cassiopeia and Lux, that would have been a clear win from Red. Because what happened there was, first you had Cassiopeia's ult that was devastating to Red, right? Blue devastated Red there. Then you had Lux's ult miss because it only hit Cass, who was ulted by Kayle, which was a top shelf support move by Keisha, by the way. That was clutch. So you had one of the strongest ults in the game hit perfectly, one of the strongest ults in the game miss completely. So that was a big advantage for Blue. But then Swain came in and just turned it around. Now imagine if that ults had gone the other way around. It would have been quadra kill ace. I mean, it would have been just over because Swain will just walk through them. And that's the farm advantage. Even when you have a really huge play, like the huge play we saw from Blue, that farm advantage on your Swain carry is so big. I mean, there was just no way they were going to fight Swain. Yeah. Swain would just devastate their whole team.
Yeah, either way, though, that Cassio ultimate just massacred Red Team. I do want to draw your attention really quick. We saw Red Team running all up in Blue Team's jungle. Hit the F2 key on your keyboard there, and look at the ward placement that they did. We really need to see Blue Team grab an Oracle. It's just a huge advantage for Red Team for team fighting right now. They just have complete vision of the enemy team.
We're going to see all these wards.
I believe that was
That's a lot of wards. I think they got the double support here buying wards or something like that because they have some serious ward coverage. That is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's all over the place. But we did see Nidalee grab another kill back there. We can't be having these little miniature engagements. Red Team has to take advantage of the fact that they have a stronger team comp, and they can't be giving up kills anymore. They're still ahead on Global Gold because of that Baron kill, as well as just overall farm. But this could still go either way. This will transition into being a late game match where it really comes down to the last team fight because it's just that close. And it looks like we're having a little bit of a dance party down here at enemy red between Taric and Swain, Taric and Swain over here. I don't know what they're doing.
For a second, I thought you said a pants party. That's my favorite kind of party.
Oh, no.
Oh, poor Vayne.
Oh, no. The epitome of rape bush right there. Just when I was saying people can't be having these little miniature engagements. That's actually a really strong play there because Red Team has this vision. They know where everybody is, and they're just waiting for somebody to come by and try to grab the timer on Red. And that's exactly what will happen to them.
That was very, very painful to watch. Armakin is a friend of TGN, and we always like to see him succeed, but he just got violated there, kind of like Pureshield has been all game.
Yeah.
But
so much damage coming down here from red team. We did see Keisha grab that Oracles and start cleaning up these wards. Very strong choice, but look at the Swain damage on Pureshield right there. Does he have no MR? He just got completely melted right there. That was disgusting.
Yeah, there's that Swain carry.
He's trying to build a little more tanky, but the malnourishment from the early game, he just can't keep up with these APs, man.
Yeah, Jarvan's MR is just really bad right now. I think that's really killing him. He's got to get more MR for Swain and Lux. Well, for this whole team. I mean, even Kog'Maw does massive magic damage. They all need to be stacking up their Banshee's Veils right now.
Yeah.
For Lux in particular.
Here we go. Lux is going to have a perfect opportunity to laser some faces off right here. Come on, let's see a 3-man cleave. Does she have it on cooldown? Yeah, she's just waiting for the prime time right now. She's
waiting for the right time. Doesn't want to waste it.
That's it right there. Come on. Oh, come on, Miss Random. That was it.
She has to get the binding with the opening, and she has to be careful. Her positioning is really bad right now.
Yeah, red team is just going to get chased
Cass is going to go for the super pursuit. Oh, wow. She hit nobody. That sucks.
Nidalee picking off Swain in the jungle back there. Wow. Now, this is the point where Nidalee is about as ahead as she can be comparatively, but she's not the kind of snowball champion that's going to hyper carry this match. I mean, she is an assassin at this point with that massive heal, but man, they just have to rely on some more reliable damage in the form of Cassio and even Jarvan right now. But Jarvan has pretty much just been taken out of this match, man, and he's just completely melted by Swain and Lux.
Yeah. Poor Pureshield. We all know he's a great player. It's just that I don't know if he got outmatched or outlaned, or outjungled or what. I mean, Boobies and his whole team, they're an excellent team. Wasn't High Rising they were the semifinalists, right? Against A&E? Yeah, and they're an excellent team, and Boobies is kind of their main jungle, and he's very effective. I've jungled against him. I've played games with him as the jungle, and he's a monster. So when he plays people like Ziggs or Tarek in the jungle, watch out. So I think Jarvan was not prepared for that. Or Pureshield just needs to just stick to NASA's top lane, like I keep telling every single game. But yeah, poor Pureshield. Yeah, this Jarvan is just getting decimated, taken out of the fight. Then there's that gold differential. Imagine if Pureshield had an extra 4K gold. Imagine how the game would go differently. You know what I mean?
It's like Booby's gonna get picked off here. Kog'Maw wants to deal damage, but it's just way too dangerous. And again, that's gonna put red team at a disadvantage for the next team fight. They're gonna have to play defense on the next one, and they have to stop taking these scoop shots, man. At this point, with the amount of AP that Nidalee has, she's just manhandling their team by pokes. And we're going to see
a nice initiation to take out Lux, by the way. That was actually really good timing from Jarvan. He was chasing Swain, but he saw the better target of opportunity in Lux. And then they've actually got a positioning and a numbers advantage that's going to help them maybe take Baron.
Yeah, red team is powerless to stop this right now. They're 3v5. The only way they could do it is with a Smite steal, but they don't have Smite. And blue team is probably just going to nuke down. Oh, there's a Cassio ultimate right on top of those two players. Wow, this Cassiopeia is getting out of control as well. What?
She's low on mana, though. She's low on mana. It's going to be tough.
Kog'Maw tries to snipe. Not going to be effective. Blue team picks up the Baron kill. And, yeah, red team has just got to play defense. They pretty much just lost their advantage right there. At this point, 2K gold doesn't really mean anything. They're just not team fighting properly.
You're right. They're not cohesive enough. I think that even though Jarvan is severely undergeared, the fact that he's being played by Pureshield, he's an excellent initiator, an excellent leader, and he's an excellent person that at rallying the troops. I think that's really really helping them. I wouldn't say it's giving them a huge advantage, but it's something that the red team doesn't have now. I mean, some of these individuals are excellent players who are part of very well-organized teams, but it's not an organized team that we have. Remember, it's a friends and viewers match. It's a lot of random people who aren't on Skype. So without that kind of core leadership on red team, it may actually hurt them. And that's why we've seen continual mistakes in terms of team fighting, as Hengest has told us several times.
There's no initiation coming from red team.
Yeah, there's no consistent initiation. That's right. They have 4 possible initiators, but they generally wait for Lux to initiate. And she doesn't always because, Lux is a good initiator, but sometimes it can be better to wait and save your binding for the carry. So that's probably why she would much rather have Nunu do a flash ult or any number of things. Although that might be a little dangerous if he flashes in too early. Then there'll be stuns available to stop, especially Jarvan's initiate, to stop his ult from going off at full strength. So maybe you just want Tarek to initiate, but they got to pick somebody. Like you said, they got to pick somebody. Having Jarvan as a consistent initiator really helps
Looks
a lot.
Looks like Swain is going to get picked off here. This is so bad. Now blue team could actually easily push down an inhibitor. There's nothing stopping them. Oh man.
Near miss. Near miss. That might have been a kill on cast. That was pretty close. But Cass does have a Negatron cloak and a lot of healing from her dots from Hextech revolvers, so that's actually tough to say. I don't know if that would have been a kill. Lux though, rocking the 460 AP and the Void Staff. Yeah, that Void Staff would help negate that most of that Negatron cloak, so that's pretty good.
We might.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Lux would have got that kill if it had landed.
Possibly. Jarvan is going to probably initiate here with a pull through the wall. I would like to see a bit of a tower dive. Lux is pretty much out of the picture right now. She doesn't have her laser up and very low on HP. There we go.
Banner kill.
Banner kill on Kog'Maw.
Yeah, that was a
just
surprise.
Nuke this tower down, man. They don't have any damage. 2 supports are not going to be able to stop you from taking this tower. Just take it now. Lux in the fountain.
So how about that Pureshield, man?
He's definitely picking up his game. There we go. That Nidalee Javelin in the Cataclysm. Such a strong combo. And blue team is in a position of power. Red team in a world of hurt. 35 seconds until Kog'Maw comes up. Tark is still down, but Swain is up. That's enough to push blue out of the inner towers right now. Nothing wrong with using some of that Lux laser for farm, especially when you have blue active. What is she going to build with her late game gold? She just picked up a Darkling, or a Void Staff, I do believe, which is very smart, given that their team is pretty MR heavy at this point.
Yeah.
And they're going to probably try to push down blue and Hib right now. And I have to say, red team can't stop this because they have not been team fighting. Kog'Maw has been getting picked off. Swain has been getting picked off all game. And their damage has just been taken out of the picture. So it's unfortunate to see such a powerful beginning turn around on them like this, but it's also quite entertaining. Let's see if we can see Swain deal some significant damage to Cassio there, but no. Cassio and Vayne are just a little bit scary at this minute.
Yeah, I completely agree. Cassie's finally gotten, I think in the start of the game she was outplayed a little bit by Lux, by Miss Random's Lux, but as she's gotten later in the game, gotten a lot of assists and kills, especially being the almost tied with Nidalee as on the kill count, and she's also managed to get caught up decently on farm, being number 2 farm for blue team, still way behind Swain, but still kind of respectable farm, especially at the skill level that we play at. But being that she's gotten caught up, her damage is incredible. As we all know, Cassiopeia is just such a high damage AP. She's just pure raw damage, and as I was talking about before, with all the CDR, she can basically spam. She doesn't have any cooldowns, and that's why she's kind of such a great target for blue. But the damage is so incredible now, whereas before it wasn't quite keeping up with Lux. Now maybe she'll pass up Lux. It almost looks like it.
Yeah,
I mean, we saw some serious damage on Kog'Maw earlier.
She's
she's
a different type of damage. Lux has to play artillery at this point. Really, the lasers are her only true source of damage. And Lucent Singularity does deal a lot of damage, but she has to get in range of champions like Jarvan to pull that off.
Yeah.
So it is very scary for her at this point in the match, and now she knows that her team is being forced into a defensive position. We do have 2 inhibitors down for red team, and all that's really going to happen now is probably they're going to try to counterattack Baron from blue when it does come back up, but we'll probably see blue team push this in the inner towers before that happens. Vayne now fully stacked with elixirs. Much damage from this blue team. She even has a GA right now. And that's just something you do not want to mess with right there. GA on
She needs
Vayne.
an eye edge, though. She's only got 1 BF sword item, and that's really going to hurt her.
That's true, but she's going to completely take down this Tark. Easy mode status. I don't know what he's doing out of position right there.
Yeah, that was definitely a mistake. You have to force the flash. Yeah. So no flash initiate for the next team fight. That's unfortunate for them.
Yeah. At this point, we are just waiting to see what blue team does. Looks like they are going to take the top lane tower and try to go for that 3rd inhibitor for that critical mass. And I can't see them stopping this unless we can see finally a proper team fight from red team under this tower. Lux out of position, so is Nunu. They need to get over here right now.
But Lux is everywhere at once, so that's probably fine for her. But yeah, we need to see a big Lux ult to basically clear out blue all at once. I don't know if she's going to get it in time, though. I mean, they just waited for the tower to go down.
Yeah, it only hit 2 players. At this point, there's too much MR going around. There's the Cataclysm and the Nunu ultimate, actually. Blue team is forced into a retreat right now.
Yeah, that's quite a turnaround from red.
Wow, look at Swain. Swain's health is just not going anywhere, but look at this scope shot from...
Wow. Triple kill, natty. There you go. There you go. There's that Kog'Maw Void Monster micro there from Natty Bro Joe. The Graves playing hero from the previous TGN community tournament. Yeah, he's such a strong AD player. I've played a few games with him as support for his AD, and it just was not even. It was like so easy to win those games that it wasn't even fun. Like it was basically I just went Alistar or Soraka, and he picked either Graves or Kog'Maw, and it was just over. So He is such a strong player, and as we talked about in the beginning of the game, I really think Kog'Maw is just better than Vayne. I mean, not better at everything to the point of where it's overpowered, but a farm to Kog'Maw is simply more effective than a farm Vayne. And Kog'Maw, look at Kog'Maw's CS right now.
Late game Kog'Maw is damn well near impossible to stop unless he gets assassinated. And he was just sitting back there, full DPS.
Yes.
I mean, he's such a dangerous champion at this point. 45-minute mark, I mean, he's almost fully built. When you see him pick up those elixirs of agility, just forget about it. You got to assassinate him or you're dead. And that's really all there is to it. His range so far. And when we saw blue team at a bottleneck at top lane here, they couldn't. I mean, Pureshield cataclysmed the wrong target, and Kog'Maw was just back there. And that's exactly why they lost that fight. So blue team has got to assassinate him. I'd like to see some Nidalee flash combo. I mean, Nidalee could just about global him at this point.
But that's about the only way they can kill him, though. They have to have that Nidalee carry, the Elfie-licious Nidalee GG carry there. Over the wall, pounce, back over the wall, escape like a ninja. You know, that's how it's got to go. Another way that Kog'Maw can get caught is if he's just in a bad position and gets caught by a Jarvan initiate, and he'll basically die instantly. Keep in mind, though, he does have Quicksilver Sash. So Cassie's ult is not going to be as effective on Kog'Maw as it would be otherwise, because he can instantly QSS out of it.
Yeah, he's not even going to be in a position like that, I don't think.
No, I don't think so either. Natty is too careful of a player to allow that to happen.
Yeah. We see an opportunity for Lux Laser Snipe. A little bit late on that one.
Yeah, a little bit late. They kind of gave Baron away to Blue. Blue took it so quickly, and Red's reaction wasn't really fast enough, I don't think. I mean, they killed it like almost instantly. But you notice that Red does have a ward down in Baron, but I guess they're just too far away, and the kill was too quick. When you get this late in the game at the 46-minute mark and you have a fed Vayne, or a reasonably fed Vayne at least, then that dragon's not going to last long. Yeah. I'm sorry, there's no way.
At this point, it doesn't even really matter. I mean, we're seeing both teams reach almost a maximum build at the 50-minute mark, just around the corner here. And what it really comes down to is just one last team fight. That typically is the case at this point in the match, especially when your ADs are this fed. Oh, Nidalee cannot get caught out of position. They have to have her kill Kog'Maw.
She'll be fine.
But this is going to be probably the last real team fight of the match.
Cass's ult was wasted. Cass's ult was totally wasted. Oh, that's going to hurt them badly in this fight. They need that ult so badly.
We need to see an initiation from red team right now. Either from Taric or Nunu. It has to be one. Oh, no. But Kog'Maw's taking those scoops. Doesn't really matter, though. Look at how quickly he gets healed
healing.
up there.
Yeah, that was crazy healing. They're actually going to get... Well, it looked like they were going to initiate on Jarvan, but it didn't happen.
Yeah. Nidalee is forced out of the fight. And... Wow, Kog'Maw is going to be able to just blaze people down, but he's way too close right now. He does have a GA, but that's the third javelin he's taken in this team fight right now. He's going to go back to the well, save that GA until the last push from blue team. Yes. And it's going to be at this last remaining tower. I don't know, I don't know, Cromar. This is going to be a nail biter.
This is a nail biter. They caught Swain out of position. The damage is finally high enough for blue that not even Swain's legendary healing can heal through it. But now we have another initiate from Jarvan. This is going to look bad for Kog'Maw.
Yeah,
Kog'Maw, but he actually got a little too far back.
He QSS and flashed out of that. He tried to assassinate Cassio, but oh my God, they're not stopping Kog'Maw. They're not stopping him. He's just full DPSing right now. He's just going to completely evaporate their entire team. Look at the damage output.
Kog'Maw, total devastation. Blue team managed to take the inhibs. I'll tell you exactly what happened there, and I almost threw up because of that team fight, just with the nervousness that I'm watching that happen and thinking, how would I actually play a little better if I was in that game? And I would probably have already gone AFK and quit by this point. But if I was in this game, the thing was with blue team, they didn't focus Kog'Maw down.
I know.
They had 2 Jarvan initiates on Kog'Maw, and yet he continued to sit there with his little GA thing spinning around him and heal himself up with his lifesteal from his fully stacked Bloodthirster.
Elfie was hot on his tail, but he just couldn't do it alone. He landed 3 mid-range javelins, almost killed him a couple times.
And then they even had a Jarvan initiate when he was low, but they just didn't focus him down. Oh,
yeah. Natty did the real smart thing. He went straight back to the fountain, not wasting his GA. I mean, really, that was
very smart.
That was red team was gonna win that simply because Kog'Maw had that GA anyway. I'd like to see them push this tower, but it looks like they're gonna do the safe thing and just pull out there. That's what she said. Kog'Maw's gonna pick up the blue, and red team is actually gonna have to play defense yet again, because of those super minions are still active right now, and they don't want to lose that last tower, because that would leave the Nexus very vulnerable to minions even when they venture just mid lane. It's very dangerous.
Kog'Maw's damage is unreal.
Yeah,
Absolutely unreal. I mean, the pick Kog'Maw over Vayne is so strong. And Armakin is an excellent AD player. I want to point this out. I mean, his score isn't that hot. He's in the negatives in terms of KDR, but he's a good player. He's good at positioning. He's very aggressive in decent situations. I don't think he's overly aggressive, but Natty Brobro is it's not an insult to Armakin, who's a friend of TGN. We all love him, but Natty Brobro is on a decent and a pretty decently rated team, and did very well in the previous TGN community tournament. No doubt will do good in the next one. I mean, he's just a better AD. I mean, Natty Brobro being the AD player for Red Team is such a huge advantage that even this great late game play from Blue, I don't know if they can overcome it. Like you said before, it's got to come down to the assassinate on Kog'Maw.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to happen. And Cass missing that ult at the start of the fight, that was devastating. They really needed that ult. Even if Kog'Maw was just going to QSS it, they need it for the rest of the team. They need to land it on Swain. They need to land it on Lux especially. And or they at least need to make Kog'Maw waste his QSS. Speaking of which, Kog'Maw no longer has the QSS. I just noticed that. I think he sold it so he could get that Maw.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, wow. Look at that Maw.
He's not very concerned about the Cassio because at this point, she's a non-issue if he can stay out of range.
Absolutely.
And he can pretty much melt her in 4 to 5 hits. So he's pretty much counting on his team to handle her right now. We are going to see an engagement from Red Team in the jungle. This is something the Blue Team wants to avoid at all costs because of that Lux Laser and the Kog'Maw ultimate. They need to be very careful of that. But overall, though, from the very beginning, Red Team has a superior team comp. They just need to make it happen with these team fights. Like I said, the only person that can truly assassinate Kog'Maw at this point is Nidalee. She has to have her flash to do it. And probably some help with Jarvan as well. So, I don't know. Red Team's damage is pretty much dependent entirely on Kog'Maw. Lux is more of a burst champion. She will initiate. She'll hit people real hard. But the MR on Blue now, even though she has that Void Staff, her laser's just not as strong at this point in the match. Unless it hits all 5 players. So it's really, we get a burst of damage from Lux, and then it's on Kog'Maw from then on out.
It's on Kog'Maw for cleanup, absolutely. Kog'Maw's really got, I mean, yeah, like you said, everything's on Kog'Maw, but the way his build is, I think that's not going to be an issue for Red. I don't think everything being on Kog'Maw will be just fine for them.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a true Dota, Han, League of Legends type of carry. That's a true carry. Everything is on the carry, and the carry's damage is obscene. And that's exactly the way it needs to be.
No,
and
it's max in the game, dude. It's the best.
That.
This Kog'Maw build, probably maximum DPS in League of Legends. What is Jarvan doing? He's got to be so careful with that sort of an initiation. His team was so far behind, wasting that Cataclysm. Now they're going to have an even tougher time focusing Kog'Maw. It would be wise for Red Team to chase right now because that Jarvan just wasted his ultimate, and that's one of the key abilities to winning this game right now.
Yeah. That was pretty nasty. I'm not sure if that was because Blue didn't follow up because of bad communication, or if maybe Pureshield just got a little antsy there being a 53-minute game. We all know the feeling of playing an overlong game and kind of getting to our nerves, and making little mistakes like that. But it didn't cost him too much. Jarvan is going for a pure tank build, not a damage build, which is very wise considering the team comp. Whereas Red Team is certainly a lot more tanky. Everyone but Kog'Maw is very tanky, and even Kog'Maw with his build is pretty damn tanky. But Blue Team is suffering from a lot of more, I guess you can call squishy characters, especially Cass, but also even Kayle. I mean, Kale's ult can be used once, and after that, it's pretty much dead. I'd also say Vayne in this position is far, far, far weaker than Kog'Maw, not just in terms of damage, as we said many times, but in terms of survivability.
Range at this point. Range is huge at this point.
Yeah. The range is important. Vayne is notorious for being a very short-range carry, and that's really hurting her, I think, in this situation. She basically has to put herself in range of Lux's binding to be able to do anything, and that's really nasty. I mean, a Lux binding, she does have her QSS, but there's more CC available on the team. So, I mean, with the Dazzle being one of the best stuns in the game on Taric, and then you've also got the massive slow from Nunu. Don't underestimate Snowball. It's practically a stun. It's such a long duration slow.
It does look like we're going to see a Baron attempt from Blue Team. Red Team is no doubt aware of this. They do have a ward right there, and they're going to move in position to counterattack right now. And we've seen a lot of procrastinating from the Blue Team, grabbing dragon kills and whatnot. Everyone is complete on their builds. They don't need any more gold. They're just kind of procrastinating a little bit. Red Team is forced on the defensive because they lost those inhibs a little bit earlier. But now they're going to start moving past their jungle, and it's really going to... I mean, we haven't really seen an engagement full-on 5v5 in the jungle so far. And that is definitely in favor of red team, just because
Yeah,
of the
because
team
Lux.
So
Lux is old. Yeah. Is pretty obscene in the jungle.
There's just too much dancing around. Blue team either needs to grab Baron or just push right now. Something needs to happen. Nothing's going to be gained through this farm at this point. Almost an hour into this match. And we just need to see a fight. I need to see a 5v5. If red team wins the fight, then they're probably going to push all the way to Nexus. If blue team wins, it's pretty much GG. So let's see what happens. Looks like we are going to see an engagement in the jungle. Look at how punched up they are.
Derek's going to walk into them, and they have this vision.
And look at Lux's positioning. Look at Lux's positioning. Laser laser. Oh my god. Where's Kog'Maw? I can't find him. He's full HP though. There he is. He's in the back. He's not even concerned about this right now. That's so.
No, he is not.
It was late on the laser. There, she could have cleaved all 5 back there. But yeah, vision from red team in that bush, huge. The initiation was huge right there. We saw Cassio go down, and blue team is actually in way over their heads as they think they can win this head on right now. It's just not smart.
3v4 maybe, but then Kog'Maw still has his GA veil as he has forever and ever. They just can't even kill him once, let alone twice. So I don't know. They may have a chance at this inhib, but with Jarvan being kind of weak at this point, great initiator, but not so great in a team fight after the initiation. I don't know if they can do it. I mean, between Kog'Maw slow and Nunu slow and Lux's array of spells, I mean, what are they really going to do here? Lux is also getting her mana back, so she's going to come back to this fight. If they push this inhib right now, it's not going to go well for them despite the numbers advantage. Yeah. It's not that big of a deal.
Natty's just poking left and right. He's trying to assassinate Vayne. He is going to go down there with his GA. Are we going to see him actually die? Looks like blue team is going all in on that play right there.
Kog'Maw's down, blue team. Blue team with a huge advantage. Oh, that is really unfortunate that Kog'Maw got caught out of position. That is what blue team has been wanting forever. Finally caught Kog'Maw out of position and managed to win the 4v3. I really didn't think that they were going to get an advantage there, but I also didn't expect Natty Bro to get so out of position.
Yeah, he definitely was.
Way out of position.
I mean, he was trying to assassinate Vayne with his slow, but we've seen Elfie just really has her sights on Kog'Maw all the last half an hour of the match. And he's been doing a really great job with those javelins. And that's really what ended him right there. He had to have been more careful, but it really was to no avail. I mean, they weren't going to be able to win the game off of that, of all things. Swain had come right up. So red team is going to initiate on Baron. Not smart. I mean, they don't have Kog'Maw. He's 24 seconds out. But blue team is... I don't even know
Swain and all of his 356 farm are here, but it's still a 5v4, so I'm not really sure that's going to go in their favor. Vayne's way out of position, though. If there was a fight initiate this exact second, it would be helpful for red, but it's too late now because Vayne has joined the battle. So, no, they're actually going to have to retreat. That would have been a good time with Vayne away. They could have probably picked off Cass, but I think they were a little wary because without Kog'Maw's damage, it's kind of questionable if they can do anything at all. But notice Swain's farm. Swain's farm is just getting out of hand. I don't even know.
Well, it's a non-issue at this point because everyone's fully built. It really just comes down to team fighting, and we just saw a little mini engagement at Baron. We need to see one of these teams, grow some nuts and make something happen here. I mean, does League of Legends have a timeout? I mean, have you ever had a game run this long before? I mean, I've been in an hour-long match before, but not at this level.
Not at this skill level. Not at this skill level. Only at low elo games did I ever have a game this long. And occasionally our friends who aren't as high elo, they have games this long. But when you see a high skill level game like this, it's usually not this even for so long. It just comes down to one team fight. Kog'Maw's a little bit out of position, but I don't think that's going to cost him his life just yet. They're not getting too aggressive. Wow, that was an easy.
There's the Cataclysm. Oh, he's just going to lifesteal straight through that. I don't agree with that play from Pureshield. Oh my goodness, but red team is just sandwiched in this little divot here. Oh,
it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Kog'Maw's just free reign. Look at him over here. Does he have his GA? There's the Lux laser. Oh, the save on the Kog'Maw.
So close.
No, Kog'Maw does go down. But
that's a lot of death.
Oh, red team.
That is a lot of death. They're also going to catch Cass. I don't think
she might be able to grab this Taric.
Yeah, I was just waiting for that dazzle to come up. That was all it took. Yeah, she could still possibly get the Taric with her spam. We know it's very effective. She may even get him with the dot. No, he survived the dot, but no, there it goes. No, I knew she wasn't going to survive, but it was questionable whether or not she'd be able to kill him. But the inhib being down is really costing them. Look at the Nexus taking all that damage.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Are they going to get up in time? I think they are going to get up in time.
Yeah, they should have this. Those minions
that scared me a little bit. I got to admit, the health.
Been the most anticlimactic shit ever, but
I know.
Yeah, they're going to be good. They got to be careful though, because they don't have any towers anymore, and 3 super minions like that will kill your Nexus.
Yeah.
So, like I said, when they just move past the mid lane, past the river, it is very dangerous, which is why red team is forced into defensive and why I fault blue team for dragging this on, because they just haven't been playing aggressive enough. And we've seen them lose the past 2, I think maybe even 3 Baron kills. So you can't really blame them, but at the same time, this is just getting a little bit ridiculous. Now, passing the 60-minute mark, we need to see something happen here, Matt.
Yeah.
What?
Well, honestly, the blue team is not fully built yet. I mean, you said it a few times that they're fully built. That's true of red team, especially Swain. But look at blue. I mean, Vayne is sitting here with just now bought a black cleaver. Like, as I was trying to say that, she's also still got the QSS and hasn't had the chance to swap it out for either a GA or another damage item, depending on how she wants to do it. I would personally go GA because it's obviously worked very well for Kog'Maw. But I think that with just a little bit more money, blue team is finally going to close the gap because they are 5K behind, and it is significant because of who doesn't have the money. Look at Jarvan's build.
Oh yeah, Jarvan's still trying to complete his Triforce.
He's trying to get his Triforce. It's 60 minutes. It doesn't have his Triforce yet. So I think that blue team getting their build completed, whereas red team cannot build anymore. If they can keep dragging this out, they're going to even it up. They're going to truly even it up. The comp still favors Kog'Maw, or Kog'Maw causes Red's team comp to favor it, rather, is what I should say. But I still believe that with the money, catching up on the money, turning Jarvan into a real force in the battle instead of just an initiation bot who dies instantly, I think that will make it a lot different for blue team, because Jarvan, if he's allowed to stay in the battle with his short cooldowns on his banner and whatnot, can be very disruptive. So if we see a better initiate from Jarvan, surviving a little bit longer, maybe even dealing a little more damage on Kog'Maw during an initiation, I think that will actually help blue quite a bit. Whereas red team, like we said, they're done. They can't do anything else. All they can do is team fight.
Yeah. Nidalee with her 668 ability power, the
That's
ultimate poke champion at this point.
That's it? Only 668?
You do not want to be dancing around in lane against a Nidalee like this, because she will just take you down. There we go with the initiate from Jarvan. There's so much action going around. Taric is going to be taking Cassio out of the game. There's a Lux Laser to take down Nidalee. Huge! Kog'Maw's at full HP. He's going to be able to bulldoze down the rest of these players. Red team needs to be able to push this right now. Taric is still alive. Kog'Maw's going to get in position to pick off these last 2 players.
No!
Yeah, Vayne is just, oh my god, completely destroyed right there. Maybe Jarvan is going to try to push another inhib and crit mask for the best offense is a good defense. It looks to be exactly what he's doing. Maybe he's going to try to push Nexus. Is red team even aware of this? Yeah, there they go. They're going to go back and stop him. They are going to try to push mid lane, though.
Almost no damage to Pureshield now that he's fairly stacked. Speaking of, okay, let me finish my sentence. Almost no damage from Lux. Little bit damage from Kog'Maw. Oh, but they couldn't stop the minions in time to save the inhib. Okay, I thought they had it. That's really disappointing for red team. They were really hoping to get out of this rut where they keep losing an inhib and it stops them from pushing past the river, like you said. But unfortunately, no, they could not save that inhib, so it died at the very last second right before
this is like a stalemate or something. I mean, blue team can no longer really win because red team is starting to get their act together and team fighting properly. But red team can't push because they lost their 3 inhibitors so early. And their Nexus is so vulnerable. I mean, they could even get backdoored to a degree, which is what we kind of saw Jarvan try to do there. I can't say I disagree with that play. But I don't know what to do, man, at this point. And I guess red team needs to like backdoor or something. And we do have a teleport on... well, nobody has teleport on.
No, nobody does. We're not going to be able to see Pureshield's classic teleport win that we saw in a very old TGN squadron. I think that was the one I posted, wasn't it? I can't remember. But it was definitely one that I did in post commentary. But basically, we had a game ages ago, like almost 6 months ago probably, where we won it with Pureshield on Nasus. Basically, we had Rurikon going and remember that shit?
Yeah.
Rurikon goes in and suicides and places a ward in the enemy base. And then Nasus on Pureshield, Pureshield and Nasus rather, teleports to it and just kills their Nexus instantly. It was such an anticlimactic ending, but it was so funny. That's not going to happen this game because their only teleport is on Nidalee. Well, I don't know. Nidalee could do it.
AP is not a strong tower pusher. I mean, she could do it, really, but not nearly as fast as somebody like Kog'Maw. I mean,
no.
If Kog'Maw could somehow get in behind enemy lines, say they win the next team fight, and the rest of the champions go on defense, Kog'Maw, takes down everything in the base.
Yeah,
that could actually, You know, that's probably what they should do, actually. But looks like Jarvan now finishes off his Atmos. He didn't go for a Triforce. He still has his Wriggle's Lantern. I guess he's going to stick with that because he is buying elixirs at this point. What's your take on that build?
I would have to ask him after the game because I want to know, where does Sheen go? Did he sell his Sheen?
I think he decided he wanted that extra damage from Atmos to help assassinate Kog'Maw, because
I guess he sold his Sheen. Don't forget that Atmos has a lot of armor on it, so he's probably a little worried about Kog'Maw's damage right now. But there's an Initiate, so you can take over this one.
Yeah, it looks like Lux is waiting, saving her laser for maybe a kill, but she could have cleaved 3 players back there. Lux, actually, what are they doing? They're teleporting.
They have to save the Nexus.
I didn't see how Nidalee teleported back.
Don't go down to the... No, come on. What kind of ending is that? Are you kidding?
She teleported up top and took down the Nexus.
Weren't we just saying that? And we're like, no. Nidalee can't do that.
Oh, man. What a disaster that was.
Oh, God. Oh, I'm going to have a heart attack, Hengest.
Yeah.
I need to have a cold shower after that.
I guess that's really the only way they could have won that.
Right. Well, at least we told that story just in the nick.